Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vance. In today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to draft this 6-piece skirt. If today is the very first time coming across my channel, please do well to subscribe, turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. So guys, these are the measurements I'll be using for this tutorial. So this is my pattern sheet, guys. I'll go ahead and roll out my starting line, which is always the first thing to do before starting any sewing project. So this is me going ahead to roll out my starting line so it can be more visible. So when I'm done with this, guys, the next thing I'm going to do is to take my vertical measurement for the 6 pieces. So the vertical measurement I'll be using basically is my hip line. I'll be using 10 inches for my hip line. Then for my knee line, I'll be using 19 inches for my knee line. Now, this 19 inches varies, depends on your height. If the height of your client or your height is you're taller, you should use 20 inches. But if you're average, I would advise that you go for the 19 inches. So the length of this pattern sheet is 35.5. So I'm going to go ahead and exhaust the whole length. So when I'm done with the markings, I'll go ahead and use my French curve to straighten my hip line and my knee line so that it can be more visible. So after I'm done with the straightening of my hip line and my knee line, the next thing I'm going to do is to start drafting the pattern. So for these 6 pieces, the center front, I'll be making use of my nipple to nipple. My nipple to nipple is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So I went ahead to mark my 4 inches on my waistline, and on my hip line, I'll be marking 4.5. This is because I want it to have a little bit of curve at the hip line. So on the my line, I marked 4 inches. Then at the full length of my skirt, that's of my pattern, I'll go ahead and use 9 inches for the wideness of the flay or the wideness of the 6 pieces. For the center front, I use 9 inches. I don't know if you understand. So I'll go ahead and connect my points together just as I will do. So this is my French curve. I'm going ahead now to connect all my points together. So after I'm done connecting the points together, guys, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut out our pattern. But before I cut, I'll label waistline, hip line. This is my hip line. And the other part is the full length of my skirt. So guys, after I'm done with this, the next thing I will go ahead to do is to cut it out. This 6 pieces is actually an easy one. This is like the easiest I know, and I've been using this method for a very long time and it's been working for me. So I want you to sit tight and watch this video to the end. So after I was done drafting out the center front, the next thing I'm going to do is to set this center front aside and then bring out my pattern sheet to draft out the center back. So for the center back, the first thing I'm going to do again is to roll out my starting line. Then after I was done rolling out my starting line, I'll go ahead and mark out 3 inches. So this is it. I'm marking out 3 inches. This 3 inches is going to serve as my zip. This is where my zip is going to sit, and this is where the extension of my flay is also going to sit. So when I'm done marking out the 3 inches, I'll go ahead and use my French curve to connect the points together. So after I was done connecting the points together, guys, the next thing I'm going to do is to place my center front on the 3 inches line I came in by. This is my center front. So your center front should be on fold. It's usually on fold, center front. So I'll place it like this, and I'll go ahead and extend my hip line to the 3 inches line, just the way you see me doing. And I'll also go ahead and extend my knee line just like this. So guys, for my zip allowance for the waist, I'll be using 1.5 inches. So I marked out my 1.5 inches like this. For the hip line, I'll be using 2 inches. Then for the knee line, I'm not going to use anything so that it can give it a little bit of curve. So I'm going to go ahead and connect these points together with my French curve, and then I'll extend the other knee line to the extreme. So this is me connecting the points that I just made together. Then I'll also extend this line to the knee line, just the way you see me doing. So from the knee line, I'm going to go ahead and give it a curve, that's a contour. I do not want the hip side to be sharp, so I'm contouring it to make it smoother. So from the knee line, I'll go ahead and then extend my line just the way you see me doing, so that my flare will be bigger. I don't know if you get. It's not supposed to be straight at that point. You have to extend your lines just like this. So after I was done drafting, I'll go ahead and label zip allowance. So this is my zip allowance, guys. So after you finish cutting your center front, the next thing you're going to cut is your center back. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. So this is me after I was done cutting out. So I'll go ahead and set this part aside. So the next thing I'm going to do is to set this aside, and then I'll bring out another pattern to draft out our side back. So I'll again roll out my starting line. After I was done rolling out my starting line, I'll go ahead and mark out 3 inches. From the center front, I'll roll out 3 inches, just the way you see me doing like this. This 3 inches is optional. That means you can add more than 3 inches. This 3 inches is to spread the wideness of your 6 pieces. You can use 5 inches, between 3 inches to 5 inches. But for me, I wanted a moderate 6 pieces, so I went ahead to use 3 inches. So after I was done marking out, I've rolled out my lines. I'll go ahead now from this point. I'll mark my hip line. Then I'll mark my knee line. So when I'm done marking out my knee line, and then remember our full length is 35.5. So I'll go ahead and use my ruler to make the line or the points visible. So this is it. I'll also do the same for the knee line. I'll make the line visible. So I'll go ahead again and indicate my waistline, my hip line here, and then my knee line. Then this part, I'll just mark full length of my skirt. So guys, from these 3 inches I went in. Remember I used 4 inches for our nipple to nipple. So I'm going to minus 4 inches from my waist measurement. My waist is 32. 32 divided by 4 is 8. So I minus 4 inches from my 8. From my 8 exactly. And then I marked the other one. So for my hip, I minus 4 inches. My hip is 40 divided by 4, 10. So I marked my 10. From my knee again, I'll do the same thing. I will minus that 4 inches that I used for my beginning part. That's my center front. I'll mark my knee line. So for my knee line, I minus 1 inch from my hip. My hip is 10. So I minus 1 inch and it gave me 9. So for the wideness of our skirt, I used 15 inches. Sorry, that side is not showing, but I used 15 inches for the wideness of the skirt. You can actually use more than that, but because I wanted a moderate 6-piece skirt, as I said earlier, so I went ahead to use 15 inches. I'll go ahead and connect all the points together. At this point, if you don't understand, you can go back and watch. Remember, I minused 4 inches that I used initially for my nipple to nipple. So I minused it from my waistline. I minus 4 inches from my hip line, and I minus 4 inches from my knee line. So when I'm done drafting this, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Or before I cut, I'll go ahead from the knee point and extend my line to this extreme. From the knee point, I'll mark the line straight to the extreme with my ruler. So this is me extending the wideness of our 6 pieces to this end. So guys, as you can see, our side front is almost ready. So you can go ahead and add your allowances at this point. But for me, I did not add. I'll be adding my allowances on my fabric. So there was no need for me to add since I was trying to manage my pattern sheet. So I'll go ahead and cut out. And when I cut out, you will see how it looks like. So this was it when I was done cutting out, guys. As you can see, it's all fine. So I'll go ahead and cut 3 of this more. Our side front, I'll cut 3 of this. So this is another paper. I'll go ahead and place the one I just cut recently. I'll place it on this new sheet, and then I'll cut exactly what is on this one. So I'll go ahead and cut out. So I'm cutting it exactly as it is on the first one that I cut. You cut this side, side front and side back the same way. So when I'm done cutting, guys, I'll set it aside. So I've cut 2 now. I'm going to cut extra 2 again. So I'm going to bring another paper. I'll set these ones aside. I'll bring a fresh sheet and then I'll cut out the other one. So this is the fresh sheet. I'll place the pattern on it like this and cut exactly the same pattern that I cut for the other 2 on this fresh sheet. So this was me arranging it so that I will not have to make mistakes. So you have to arrange yours perfectly too, so that you will not make mistake. Any mistake you make in your drafting or in your cutting process will affect how the cloth is going to come out. So you're going to make sure you're arranging it properly before cutting. So I was done cutting. I'll set aside. It's meaning 1. So this is the last one I'm going to cut for the side front. So I place the pattern again on the fresh sheet and then I will cut exactly as it is on the pattern. So guys, this is our 6 pieces is ready. We've cut 4 side front, and we cut 2 side front and 2 side back. So this is our zip allowance. I'll go ahead and label center back. So for this zip part, you're going to cut 2. You're cutting 2 of the zip parts, don't forget. Then after I was done with this, I'm going to set it aside, and then I'll bring in the center front. The center front is going to be on fold. So guys, this is center front. So I'm going to indicate center front. Remember, your center front is usually on fold. So when you are cutting your own, make sure that your fabric is on fold. So this is my center front. I'll set it aside and also label other ones, which is my side back and my side front. So this is my pattern for my side back. I'll label side back at this point, and I will also label this one side back. Then I'll set these 2 aside, and then I'll bring the other 2 again. So this is the other 2. So this is the side front. This side is going to serve as a side front. I'll go ahead and label side front. 6 pieces skirt can be confusing, but if you watch this tutorial to the end, you realize that it's actually very easy. So guys, at this point, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe. Turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. So guys, this part is now the center front, as you can see. So this is the center front and the side front. So both of them are going to be side by side, making it 3 in front. I don't know if you get. So our 3-piece in front is complete. So guys, please at this point do well to like my video, share. If you're confused at any point in this tutorial, you can just leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'm going to answer or reply to all your comments. So our 3 side front is ready. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside and then bring in the center back. As you can see, remember I said the center back is going to be 2, which is the zip side is going to be 2. So this is our 2 side back. So this is how it's going to be. So the back side of 6 pieces is usually 4 because of the 2 zip parts. I don't know if you get. So this is it, guys. Thank you for watching my video to the end, guys. In our next tutorial, I'll be sharing with you the sewing part of this of these 6 pieces. So in our next tutorial, I'll be expecting the sewing part of these 6 pieces, and I'm going to see you guys in my next tutorial. Thank you guys. Bye.